The secret of wise living: compassion, simplicity, harmony, stillness. Human beings constantly seek peace. Yet ironically, they live in a world full of chaos. They engage in endless races, tirelessly pursuing success, wealth, and fame. Eventually, when they finally grasp these external achievements, they realize that the tranquility they long for remains elusive. Their minds are torn apart by countless thoughts, filled with anxiety, worry, and fear. They mistakenly believe that having more will bring greater happiness, while, in truth, what they truly need is less ambition, less desire, less mental turmoil. They fail to realize that genuine happiness does not lie in an endless chase for external achievements but in finding balance within. Peace emerges when we learn to pause, to ask ourselves, what do I truly need? It is at that moment that we understand that less is sometimes more: fewer attachments, fewer worries, fewer meaningless desires. Peace is not a destination to reach, it is a state of mind we experience when living fully in each present moment. That is why stillness becomes the highest state that a person can attain. Stillness is not silence, nor is it an escape from life. It is an inner serenity, the ability to remain steadfast amidst life's relentless upheavals, while the external world rages like a storm. The still mind stays calm like a mirror-like lake, reflecting the sky without distortion. Those who master stillness live in the midst of life's currents without being swept away, confronting judgments and hardships while remaining grounded in their true selves. Stillness is a state of mind when one is no longer dominated by negative emotions or entangled in external noise. It is the peaceful acceptance of circumstances with a composed and steady heart. Achieving this state requires mindful practice and patience. Through meditation, by observing the mind without attachment and releasing unnecessary thoughts, one gradually touches the deep well of stillness within, a source of strength and clarity unlike any other. In Eastern philosophy, there are four fundamental principles that guide individuals toward inner completeness: compassion, simplicity, harmony, stillness. Compassion is the capacity to love all beings, yet without blindness or weakness. Simplicity is the art of living with less, not only in material possessions but also in thoughts. Harmony is the ability to find balance within oneself and with the world. And ultimately, stillness is the summit, when a person no longer strives to act kind, live simply, or maintain harmony, but rather experiences these qualities effortlessly, like breathing, like the natural rhythm of life itself. 1. Compassion, the true essence of kindness. Compassion is a noble virtue. Yet it is also one of the most misunderstood. Many people equate compassion with weakness, submission, or unconditional forgiveness. However, genuine compassion is not passive resignation but rather a profound understanding, empathy, and clear-sightedness. A truly compassionate person does not tolerate wrongdoing. Just like the Buddha, he treated all beings with immense kindness. But when necessary, he stood firm to protect the truth. Compassion is not about allowing others to take advantage of us. It is a state of mind that recognizes that those who cause harm are often victims of their own ignorance and inner suffering. Yet, understanding does not mean acceptance. True compassion sees the essence of a problem, remains steadfast in goodness, and never loses its clarity. To cultivate compassion, one must start with self-awareness, understanding one's own pain to empathize with the suffering of others. But more importantly, remember, Compassion must always walk alongside wisdom. Compassion without wisdom becomes blind, wisdom without compassion turns cold. 2. Simplicity, the art of a clear mind. When we think of simplicity, we often associate it with frugality, especially regarding money. However, the deeper essence of simplicity goes beyond mere financial prudence, it extends to our thoughts, words, and actions. A mind that is simple is a mind that is free from unnecessary burdens. As an old saying goes, he who knows contentment is always happy. Those who practice simplicity understand what is truly essential, what is needed, and what is excessive. Simplicity does not only apply to material possessions but also to mental energy. When we reduce needless thoughts and distractions, we free our minds to focus on what truly matters. It is a process of mental decluttering, distancing ourselves from fleeting temptations, and realizing that true value does not lie in possessions but in the tranquility of the soul. Modern society relentlessly pushes us into an endless cycle of consumption. We are lured into believing that having more money, more success, more recognition, will bring greater happiness. Yet, the more we acquire, the more we fear losing it. The tighter we grasp, the more restless we become. Simplicity is not asceticism, it is the liberation from these self-imposed shackles. This liberation comes from understanding the true nature of happiness. Happiness does not stem from acquiring more but from letting go of unnecessary desires. When we recognize the limits of our wants, we discover serenity. It is not material deprivation but rather an inner richness, an abundance of peace, wisdom, and emotional clarity. Those who embrace simplicity devote themselves to timeless values rather than chasing ephemeral illusions. A person who truly grasps the principle of simplicity does not waste energy on meaningless debates or use words to boast or criticize. They understand that each unnecessary word drains mental energy, just as each negative thought plants the seeds of suffering. Simplicity, therefore, is the art of purification, cleansing the mind, the environment, and the heart to cultivate a sense of lightness and inner freedom. Moreover, simplicity extends to relationships. Those who live by this principle do not pursue superficial connections or waste time on toxic relationships. Instead, they invest in genuine bonds rooted in mutual respect and understanding. It is through this conscious minimalism in both external possessions and internal attachments that they achieve peace of mind and build a stable foundation for a fulfilling inner life. 3. Harmony, the balance between self, others, and life. Harmony does not mean compromise, nor does it imply submission. Harmony is the wise integration of one's individuality with the collective flow of life. Those who understand harmony are like water, soft and adaptable, yet unyielding in their essence. They bend with the wind yet remain grounded in their principles. Harmony is also the art of communication, the ability to adapt to one's surroundings without abandoning core values. A person who masters harmony does not fear differences but sees them as opportunities for growth and learning. They know when to listen, when to speak, when to yield, and when to stand firm. Living harmoniously is a delicate art of balancing self-identity with social responsibility, flexibility with steadfastness. Most conflicts arise from rigidity and an inflated sense of self-importance. When we stubbornly insist on being right, we create walls between ourselves and others. But when we listen with empathy and place ourselves in the other person's shoes, we realize that everyone carries their own burdens. This realization lightens our hearts and softens our interactions, creating smoother, more genuine relationships. However, Dismantling these invisible walls requires sincere empathy. Empathy goes beyond hearing someone's words, it involves feeling what they feel. Stepping into their emotional reality with an open heart. When we grasp the hidden pain behind someone's actions, anger and resentment naturally give way to compassion. Rather than blaming, we become partners in seeking understanding and solutions. Yet living in harmony does not mean losing oneself. Those who genuinely grasp this principle know when to yield and when to assert themselves. They understand that harmony is not static but requires constant adjustment. Like a musician fine-tuning their instrument to stay in sync with the orchestra. True harmony comes from this dynamic balance, a continuous dance between inner authenticity and external adaptability. Being harmonious also doesn't mean erasing individuality. On the contrary, it means knowing how to contribute to a collective without losing one's unique voice. It requires emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize the needs and feelings of others while staying true to one's own values. Those who live in harmony understand that consensus is not always necessary. Sometimes the most loving act is to speak an uncomfortable truth with honesty and respect. In the end, harmony is more than just the absence of conflict. It is the presence of a deep, unshakable peace that radiates outward, touching every relationship, every interaction. It is the understanding that while we are individuals, we are also interconnected. The ripple of a single action extends far beyond its origin. When we live with harmony, we don't just find peace within ourselves, we contribute to the collective tranquility of the world around us. Like a still lake reflecting the vast sky. Like a mountain standing firm amidst a raging storm. When we reach the state of stillness, we touch the essence of true inner freedom. Compassion, simplicity, harmony, stillness. These are not merely abstract principles but a profound path leading each of us to find genuine peace, wisdom, and fulfillment in a world of constant change. This journey is not a smooth or effortless road, it demands continuous practice in both awareness and action. When we truly internalize these four principles, life no longer feels like an exhausting race but becomes a deeply enriching process of self-discovery. Compassion teaches us to open our hearts with wisdom. Simplicity shows us the power of letting go of the unnecessary. Harmony guides us to live in peaceful alignment with ourselves and others. And stillness helps us attain clarity and absolute freedom. This is the secret to living a serene, joyful, and profoundly fulfilling life.